Peace and love, y'all. So, I am going to be doing a love reading today, and it's going to be a message from your person. The person is on your mind. So, let's see. And I will be doing love readings this month. I know it's the month of February, and a lot of people celebrate Valentine's. I participate in Acoma because I like the culture of Acoma and what it teaches us. Um, so I will be sharing some things about that this month as well. Okay, so let's see. What is the message that we get today? A card tried to come out. Law of attraction. You have been manifesting this relationship. Everything you want will soon be yours. So someone is attracting the relationship that they desire. Okay, so someone could be in a place where they're doing a lot of healing. They're working on their goals. A lot of times when we're in that place where we're healing and we've healed from our past karmic lessons, then we begin to attract someone that's more in alignment with what it is that we desire. But a lot of times it takes for us to learn certain lessons to actually know what it is that we want, and not just want a person, but to want a certain type of love. Like, we want someone that we can have healthy communication with. We want someone that we can build with, someone who can respect us, honor us, that will keep us in a safe place, right? We want relationships that harmonize, relationships that are built off of love, that have patience and understanding. So, a lot of times when we get in relationships and we hook up with people, sometimes those people don't have those characteristics or those traits, and we get disappointed because we're trying to get that person to be that thing. But in reality, we have to come into a place where we realize, like, people we attract wherever it is that we are, right, in our healing journey, and just the vibrations that we're on, like what we feed ourselves through, TV, music, just every day, like whatever it is that we're doing is what is attracting the things in our lives. So, with this law of attraction card being here, when you are vibrating high, when you're healing, when you are loving yourself, then you will attract someone who is a reflection of that self love. When we're in a place where we're not sure what we want, or we're, you know, we just want somebody, we're not really sure why we want them, but we know we want them. Oh, he's fine, or she's beautiful, but that does not mean that that person is going to be what it is that we actually want out of a relationship. And so the best way to attract what we want out of a relationship is to become what it is that we want. If we want someone who has healthy communication, you don't force somebody who has a toxic way of communicating with you to understand how to communicate. But if you continue to practice, communicating in a healthy manner, you eventually attract people who are also in that same space. And you also can realize from certain lessons, like, okay, this person is not going to communicate in a healthy way. I can't change them. I can't try to make them see what I see, because some things are just energetic mismatches. And so instead of trying to change them, it's best to accept the person the way they are and continue to love yourself, continue to grow. But if that person is blocking your growth, or blocking the way you love yourself, or they don't like that you are choosing to be healthy, then sometimes we kind of force things that are not meant to be, right? And so that's one of the things that we're working on this year, is being able to attract divine partners. And I know we say that every year. We're working on that and working on our love lives. But we want to make sure that we don't come into a place of illusions and expectations of people, right? When we first get into that honeymoon phase or whatever the case may be, and we ignore red flags or certain things because we forget what it is that we actually want, right? And like I said, uh, if the person is going to be that, then they will. So with this law of attraction card, someone is manifesting the person it is that they've actually been wanting. Not just the person, but the traits that come with the type of relationship that they want. Okay? So I hope I kind of explained that in a way that y'all could understand it. Okay, so let's see. And I know sometimes it's heartbreaking when the people that we want to be that person isn't the person, but I'm telling you, it's so much better when you find your person. It runs a lot better, and you see why that mismatch didn't work out. Okay, so you have take a leap of faith. Only when you're willing to step out of your comfort zone will you reap great rewards. So this is encouraging someone to take a leap of faith when it comes to a relationship. So someone new can be coming into your energy, especially with this law of attraction and you're manifesting this person. This is telling you to take a leap of faith in this direction. If you're hesitating or if you're kind of nervous, this is a time to trust the process, okay? To open up your heart. It says unconditional love. The love between you and your person is eternal. Nothing and no one can take it away from you. So this is I don't know if y'all can actually see these, but this is like a love relationship. This is a connection that is going to last. It's a long-term relationship. It's something that is going to last beyond the stars. Like this says, it's an eternal love, right? So that means that this is a connection that will not fade, no matter the time frame, the distance, the situations, no matter what it is that you're going through. This is someone who has come in to bring you unconditional love and to love you through all stages of your life. So with this being here, you may also be someone who loves this person unconditionally and gives them that space to grow. And that's something that's really important in our love connections, is to just be able to allow people to be them, allow them to grow, to give people the space to grow, but not to come in, like I said, with expectations or the illusion that this person is going to be everything it is that you ask for immediately. You know, that's the part of growth and understanding, is to get to know each other, to learn each other, to see what you like and what you don't like, but not in a way where you're trying to control them, but to just open up about things that you like and you don't like, and then accept certain things about each other, work certain things out with each other. But this is a place where you two can accept flaws and all. Okay, so this is a true love connection that is destined. This can be a soulmate connection, especially with this eternal love being here. This is your match. This is your person, okay? This is something that is going to lead to marriage with the eternal love being there. This is a relationship that is destined. It says, beware of codependency. Addictive behaviors are affecting your romantic life. Okay, so with this card, I feel like even with this connection, it is teaching to not be so codependent on each other. Like I said, when we go through our karmic relationships, we learn a lot, right? If we're actually taking in the wisdom and we're actually healing. And some people don't. I've seen people who jump from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship. And though we're gonna go through, we're not gonna just be at one person, especially in our dating stage and stuff. Like, some people never choose to heal. Some people never choose to grow themselves. And so they'll continue to make the same karmic patterns over and over. And some people get stuck in those loops, they get stuck in those patterns because they don't choose to sit back, do the shadow work, and figure out, why do I keep attracting these karmic partners? Why do I keep attracting these people who are giving me these terrible lessons? But when you come across your divine partner, they don't give you a terrible lesson, right? They give you lessons because they're there to help to activate you and to give you a place to grow. But the lessons don't come with the harsh things that you had to learn through your karmic partners, because you learned those lessons through your karmic partners because they are a reflection of the place where you were not healed. They were a reflection of the place where you were not attracting, but you were chasing, because the codependent relationships a lot of times are chasing things that keep them attached. They are chasing the comfort, right? I know how to comfort myself when I don't have anyone here. They're chasing the pleasure. They're chasing the materials. They're chasing the money. They're chasing whatever it is that the person has, the looks, the fame. They're not chasing a goal together. They're not chasing the desire to grow themselves and to make sure that their growth doesn't become stagnated by the relationship. And when you become codependent so much on a relationship that you become stagnant, because you're giving someone the power that if they do walk away, or if there is something, whether it's money, whatever the case, you're always looking for that, right? So then you look for it, but then when you become codependent, you start to look for it in other people because you're dependent. And the whole point of having the law of attraction relationships is you become whole. You become okay. Whether that person is there or not, yes, you love them, but you love them unconditionally, right? So you don't just love them because they have money, and when the money is gone, the love fades, or they're not the same, or you don't look at them the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're dependent on, them to always make you happy, and you haven't found things that make you happy yourself, then that is when we have issues. Because when that person, like I said, doesn't give us that anymore, then we start to look for it somewhere else. Sometimes that even is, I ain't gonna say that that's the reason people cheat, but I'm gonna say that sometimes people leave. Sometimes it takes people to cheat before they even leave. You know what I'm saying? It's like that breaks up a lot of relationships. So until people learn to become healed and become whole, then we can't even begin to create a healthy relationship with someone else. Okay, so let's see. And sometimes I have clients that, and I do it, one of the things that we want is to be able to build with someone, right? And there's a difference in building with someone and I'm not saying we can't depend on another person, right? Because when you become in a divine union, you depend on your partner to fulfill their task, and you fulfill your task, and you work together. You depend on them to be loyal. You depend on them to tell you the truth, those things. But you don't want to become dependent on them to where they're your only source of the things that you get out of life. it's healthy to have relationships out of your relationship, and I'm not saying like relationships where you're cheating or anything like that, but to have your girls have your girlfriends and guys have your guy friends, be around your family. You don't want to be dependent to where you're isolating yourself, is what I'm saying, or that person is your only source of, they take care of you financially, your only source of happiness, your only source of whatever it is that you need. You want to be able to do what it is that you want to do without somebody else. So in order to attract the divine partner, you have to be able to operate in a divine space. And then when you come across each other, you basically bring each other balance. But the both of you know your purpose. The both of you, know what it is that you want out of life. And the two of you can, come to terms with certain things and certain roles. So yes, you are supposed to be able to depend on your person, but you aren't supposed to be your person's dependent, if that makes sense. You feel you see where I'm going with that? Okay, so actions speak louder than words. If you want to know what someone is feeling, watch what they are doing. Okay, so all you gotta do is pay attention to people's actions. They'll tell you whether they're for you or not. If someone is doing things and they don't correct themselves when you have problems and issues, baby, they don't want to be there and they don't care. And that's why you have to have people who respect and honor you, right? That's why we can't just, oh, I love him because he's fine, or he gives me good dick, or she gives me great pussy. Like, oh, well, he takes good care of me financially, but he be talking to me like a dog. Like, we don't need those relationships, okay? We don't need relationships that are not watering us, that are poisoning us verbally, because that affects our aura, that affects our nervous system. When people are not respecting us, when we can't trust them, we always got to have our guard up. That is not a healthy connection, all right? The connection that you have with your person will be a safe connection where you can feel vulnerable with them and protected when you're with them, because you know that this person intentionally protects you. They're not doing anything to hurt you. As a healed woman, or I will say as a woman who practices healing, because I ain't going to say I'm just completely healed, but as someone who practices healing, I make it my duty not to verbally abuse my partner or anyone. I make it a duty that when I'm upset about things, that I find a healthy solution to trying to de-escalate the situation. I don't try to chomp my man out or get controlling and call him names. I try to think before I speak, because it's still a level of respect there, right? That's unconditional love. Even though I don't agree with what you just said or what you just did, I'm not here to hurt you, right? So I want you to respect me enough to understand, like, we're partners. We're a team here, and like, I can't stay if you're going to hurt me, cuz I'm not here to hurt you. And a lot of times when we make mistakes, we just expect people to know, or like I said, we walk into relationships and we don't allow people to grow. It's okay to get to know each other, to express yourselves and open up, but we don't have to abuse each other when we don't like what the other person is doing, right? Now, some things should just already be understood in relationships, but we do deal with a lot of unhealed people. So, if your person is just somebody that's not there yet, I'm not saying that you can't give them the space to grow, but don't be so dependent on, your expectations or certain things in the relationship that, you set yourself up to just be drained by the relationship. So you want to be able to observe, right? You want to be able to reflect. How does the person make you feel? If you always are angry at the person, If you're always tired of the person, journal, write it out. Write out the positive things, the good things, and write out the bad things. It's pretty clear that if you can write out their actions and this in 30 days you take a journal and everything that they did was shit, then that means that you need to leave the shit. But if you can write out a journal for 30 days and you can write out, well, they did make this mistake, but out of 5 days of the week, they did all right. You know what I'm saying? They made about 3 mistakes in a month. Then you can give that person the space to grow. Those are relationships that you can work through. And one of the things that I learned is that you always want to find a low conflict relationship to be in. If the relationship is high conflict, like, what are we saying about ourselves? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to our self-love, do we want to be in a relationship where somebody's making our blood pressure sky high, where we're creating sickness in the body because we're in alignment with something that's not in line with our peace? So we want to also evaluate those things. Like, is this person a safe place? And a safe place isn't just about whether they're putting their hands on you. It's about the things that they are saying to you, right? If they water you or if they tear you down. If they are investing in you or they're draining you. Those are two different things. Is this person making an investment or is this person draining? And sometimes you're going to have a give and take. Sometimes you the investor, right? But you want it to balance. You want it to reciprocate. So even when it comes to cheating, that's a form of abuse, because now someone that you've trusted with your body and the most intimate space of you and your sacred space, has abused sexuality. And we understand spirituality. We know, like, they're bringing back spiritual attachments that's making you unclean. They're dirtying you up spiritually or mentally or whatever the case. And then that brings drama in your life and things like that. That's still a form of abuse. Because a relationship that honors one another doesn't have to do those things. You don't have to have conflicting situations in a low conflict relationship. It just harmonizes. Okay, so we have open yourself, toothers. Oh, look, it's so close together. It's like the two others is so close together. Y'all cannot see that because of the light, but it's like it's so close together right there that it looks like toothers. Okay, so it says open yourself to others. This is how you will create new friendships and attract a love relationship. So this is calling you to open up to people, build friendships, get out. Don't become codependent on just your relationship. Meet people. It's okay to be around people. Divine timing. Be patient while things are unfolding. This connection is worth the wait. So everything is in divine timing. Let's see. Patience is very important right now. This card says, you are enough. The person you are meant to be with will love you the way you are. You don't need to change. So you're enough. Now you got to keep growing, all right? But you don't have to change for this person. You ain't going to have to change yourself or alter nothing. They going to love everything about you, okay? With the makeup, without the makeup, with the hair did, without the hair did, okay? They're going to love you for you. So you don't have to try to put on a show or nothing like that for them. And take your power back. You are giving someone control over how you feel. Your happiness should only depend on you. This goes back to the the codependency and what I was just saying. So if someone feels like they're not in a place, like they're looking for their person to make them happy, and sometimes that can be a problem, right? Like we're looking for something outside of us and we're looking for that person to do it. Maybe the person is a good person, but maybe you're too dependent on them. So finding things like even to open yourself up to others. Like I said, go have you some girl nights out. Like, yeah, your person's supposed to be your best friend, but you ain't supposed to just, it ain't, you got a whole world of people. You need a community. That was something that I learned from my elders and counselors, is that having a community is important. So getting around people, being around family, doing some other activities, because then you don't become so dependent on when that person isn't available or they're not able to do something that you need them to do. You got other people who can help you. You know what I'm saying? It don't involve you to cheat. You ain't got to go find another man. Call your brother up. Hey, can you come fix this because he's out doing something. But you just don't want to make your person the everything. You know what I'm saying? Allow your person to grow. You don't want to make them responsible for everything and fix everything in your life. And so when you call your power back, this is you finding things that make you happy. Like I said, maybe being around people or starting your creative project, right? That's something that I like to do when I'm alone and in my time. Like, is do my own thing, go for a walk, go out and hike or something. Like, you don't have to look for it in other people, but just go do something healthy that makes you happy. Go take yourself out to eat or go to a spa, and you can still find happiness, or just cut on a good movie. You just got to learn how to move the energy around. So I'm going to pull from another deck. Let me see how long I've been recording. Mother wounds. My mother is a big influence on my behavior now as an adult. I have challenges with connecting to the divine feminine energy within me and externally. So someone is having issues with connecting to their divine feminine energy. The best way to do that is connecting with water. Connect with some water. Do something self-care. Take a day where you completely pour into yourself. Like a day where you do some spa treatment on yourself, or you soak yourself. Get you some flowers. And yes, gentlemen, you can do something to connect with your divine feminine energy, because sometimes men have toxic relationships with their mom, or their mother was really toxic and they don't know how to connect with no divine feminine. You know what I'm saying? Like, because all they know is the toxic. And so sometimes the divine feminines are just too good to be true for a toxic man, and that's why some of them don't stick around. I'm just being honest. But both feminine and masculines need to do some type of mother womb. Feminines can do womb work, move your waist around, do some twirling, do some twerking in your mirror or whatever you want to do, but really connect with your feminine energy. Women, we know how to do it a lot better. Men, for you, it would be to nurture yourself, to do something loving. Like, don't go turn up or party. That's just running from the issue. Like, really take some time to do some healing, eat some foods that are holistic. Connecting to the earth is a really good way to connect with feminine energy. Connecting to the water, to the running water in oceans, because the water is spiritual, is tied to emotions, is tied to the flow of things. And we have our water deities, which a lot of them are feminine, like Yamaya, which is the divine mother or the great mother, in Yoruba. So out of a lot of our cultures, there's so many ways that you can connect with feminine energy. Or if you guys would like to, like I said, get you some flowers. Put you a flower vase up in your house. Ain't nobody gonna judge you for putting some flowers in your space, you know. Cut on you some feminine music. Listen to some Lauryn Hill or something. But there are ways that you can connect to the divine feminine energies. Even if your mother was not a divine feminine, there's beautiful women like India Ari, Erykah Badu, like that are very spiritual and in tune, that are divine feminine energies that you can kind of listen to, and that can help, soothe some of that. Because masculine energies, like when they not healed, they be aggressive and angry, and they be having a lot of stuff going on that they really need to connect more with their emotions. They need that part of them. Okay, so we have something to say. There's something I really want to share with you. I'm waiting for the right time to tell you. So there's somebody who wants to profess something to you. They're just waiting to the right time to be able to say it to you. So someone wants to communicate something with you. Okay. You have focused on money. I'm currently focusing on my career and finances. My main priority is financial stability. So you or your person can just be focusing on your money right now. Let's see what else we have. Others' opinions. I feel bound by my culture and my family's beliefs on how I should live my life. I'm working towards breaking free from limiting myself based on their beliefs. So someone is focusing on other people's opinions too much. Someone is listening to too many people outside of them when they should really listen to their inner voice. This says, look inside yourself and examine what is causing you to feel this way. I know y'all can't see the words. Surrender. At times, we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. So with the surrender card, it is asking you to let go of anything that, I feel like this is old wounds, fears, things that's happened in the past that you're still holding on to. And I feel like I picked that up earlier. I think it was with the Take a Leap of Faith card. It's kind of like someone is fighting the connection, right? Shouldn't be fighting it, but it's just kind of like, I think the past and the things that's happened in the past has them, whether it's with you and your person or past relationships, that are blocking you from seeing like that your person is your person. And it's kind of like, if you just surrender to the connection, like, you know that you can feel it, that is, it has this unconditional love, and that this is an eternal connection, right? Like, you can feel that, but one, you're letting a lot of people tell you what you should do, or whoever this is letting a lot of people tell them what they should do, and this can be you or your person. And then two, you're holding on to a lot of stuff. You still got a lot of attachments. You still got a lot of things that is like, oh, I just done let too many people hurt me, or oh, this happened, it was traumatic. Still have trauma that needs to be released and let go. Okay, so let's see. It says, when it comes to the matter of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. So someone could be really in their head, especially with the surrender card here, like the other people's opinions and stuff. It's like, this is why this is here. This is why this is saying, look inside of you, right? Because someone needs to take a leap of faith, but they're allowing the past to block them. They're allowing other people's opinions to block them. And they're in their head about what's right and what's wrong. Like they're in their head about the decision that they should make. They know that this is a true connection because Spirit has already confirmed it. This can be you or your person. Spirit has already confirmed that this is an eternal love. It's an unconditional love. So this is a relationship that's in the fifth dimension. Like this is a relationship where your both of your hearts can open completely up. Y'all gonna be okay with each other because you're gonna be safe with each other, right? But somebody is holding on to a lot of stagnant energy. You got a lot of people's opinions around you when you should be listening to yourself. And that's wild how that came out at the end of this card. And this came out at the beginning. So it's telling you to listen to yourself, surrender to the flow, allow things to flow, take a leap of faith. There is no right or wrong in this situation. So if you really feel like this person that you've been manifesting is your true love, don't allow your fears, the what ifs, the is this the right decision because I've messed up so many times. Don't allow those things to block you from true love, okay? Don't allow them from blocking you from experiencing it, because this is here to help you to expand and grow and help you to understand. So everything comes with a lesson. You can't be afraid to love because everybody teaches us about love in life, whether they're teaching us to love ourselves and set better boundaries or to give our love out. People all through this planet, whether they're intimate, friendships, co-workers, people in the community, people in society, racism teaches you to love yourself more. You know what I'm saying? Like, just using that as an example, there are so many things in life that teaches us about love, right? So when we don't become so codependent on whether this person can make us happy or not, and we know that regardless of whether they're there or not, we can still be whole, then it's easier to take that leap of faith and go towards that person, because it's like, well, yeah, I might not like how it ends or how it goes, but it's either going to be a lesson or a blessing. But when you are manifesting something that you desire, not a person, but the traits, certain things, someone to honor you, someone to respect you, someone to make sure you're safe, right? Someone who invests time, someone who builds with you. When you attract the very thing that you desire, not the person, but a thing that you desire from a person, when you actually know what it is that you want from a person, then you don't have to worry about if you making the right choice or the wrong choice. Because a low conflicting relationship ain't gonna give you too many hard lessons, okay? Because they not coming in to drag you through the mud like the karmics. That's what I be trying to tell y'all. Like, find out if your person is your person. And some of them come in and they might be people from your past or stuff like that that are soulmates or twin flames, but they might not be the forever person, because sometimes the twin flame or the soulmate may choose not to heal. And if they choose not to accept the soul contract, then you can't just stagnate your life for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be letting them hurt you because they don't want to heal. All right, so sometimes that's the lesson, is they come in to teach us boundaries, or they come in to teach us our worth and what we know we should and shouldn't have in our life. Okay, and then you have friendship. It says nurture the bonds of friendship within the relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. Okay, and I'm going to pull, and then I'm going to close this reading out. So it's kind of long, but I am doing 30-minute sessions and 1-hour sessions for anyone who would like a love reading this month or this week or even today. You have to book the appointment. You can send it to Cash App. I accept Zelle, Apple Pay, Chime, and PayPal. So you can send the payment over for the readings. And then we schedule a time. Once you've booked the time, we'll schedule a time to have the appointments. But no appointments are booked until there is a payment that is deposited. And I'm only saying that because I've had like 3 people who've gotten readings and never paid. And one thing that I've been learning since I've been working at the metaphysics shop that y'all can come and see me and do in-person readings at, I get paid my worth there. So I'm getting paid $60 to do 30-minute readings and $120 to do an hour reading. So I just learned that it actually brings me more peace if I just set my price, this is my worth, and then that way if people not listening to me, or I don't say something that they wanted to hear, I can't change what spirit says, but that way it saves me from dealing with the stress of bringing in everyone's problems. And this is, like I said, I've had a lot of people who've come to me for readings, but then it's like I've opening up my spiritual energy and my aura and my portals to open up to your portals, and then that exposes me. I gotta go cleanse myself, you know what I'm saying? So just to make it worth my time, we gotta make sure that it's just done correctly. And so I'm learning that through the other oracles that are at the place, and I'm like, oh, because see, I used to charge like $5 for readings, and the lady was like, oh no, honey. But you know what I learned, because I have like so many clients, right? Over 300 that have come to me for readings, and I want to keep my prices, whatever my prices was for the people who I've been doing that for. Like, I'm going to keep them there, but just know if you do an in-person reading, that they take the money at the register before you get the reading. And so that's going to be the prices there. Like, I can't change that because they're going to make me charge what I should be charging. So, basically the clients that I did those readings for, it's kind of hard to work your way up because they're used to getting those readings. But like an elder did tell me a couple of years ago, that I'm only hurting myself and I'm hurting other people by not charging more, because like I said, I'm opening up my spiritual aura, my cleanliness, not saying that y'all are dirty, but opening up my spiritual energy to whatever sometimes spiritual attacks that people are dealing with and things like that. And that also gets into other people's energy field. So imagine how it does it to somebody who knows how to open up portals and open up into peek into your energy and to peek into other people's energy at that. And if they're not clean, it might not even be y'all. If the people that, you come into me about energy ain't clean, and then I'm looking in there, then I gotta go cleanse, and those things cost money to get those things going, so in order for me to be able to continue to provide my services, I have to make sure that in order to give you quality service, that I'm keeping the price at that. So the prices will be changed this year, but I just wanted to share that for those who do get readings with me, that if I have specials, then I will still keep the prices the same for the people who have been getting the readings. New people if you're new, you got to pay the price that you got to pay. But if you have been a loyal customer to Invoke for the past couple of years, then the prices when I have my specials will remain the same. And I really appreciate y'all for coming to me. It's just that I want to be able to give you all quality, and we can't do that in a rushed reading, because I can't sit down for 5 minutes and give you an hour of details. You know what I'm saying? And then open myself up to whatever energetic things are happening over there. I need to be able to protect myself and cleanse myself so that I can be able to protect you spiritually, or, give you the right advice spiritually. And not only that, but I'm also channeling and connecting to deities, and everybody is not connected to a deity. So as an avatar that's actually married to a deity, and I have a deity that actually operates through me, like, I don't want to rob the deity. You know what I'm saying? Because the deities are guiding me. And so when I'm opening up, I'm not just giving you spiritual wisdom. Some of these readers can read cards, but I'm giving you spiritual wisdom that's coming and being channeled from the ancient ancestors. And they're being channeled through the ancient ancestors to give you the best results possible. Because everybody can't give you Ma'at. Like, everybody cannot give you harmony and teach you order and balance and those things and reciprocity. Like, some readers are going to give you messy stuff, and some readers are going to give you the tea, but they're going to leave you in a place where you can't get out of the situation. And so what we want to do is be able to empower you to be in a place where your life is holistic and you have the best life that you could ever imagine, that is completely in harmony. You are living a wealthy life, you know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. Like, I help people to find their purposes and to figure out how to get their money up and stuff like that. And I do like the money rituals. That stuff, I literally have the power to stabilize somebody's life with the type of deity that I work with. I have the power to be able to stabilize households, okay, and to bring in harmony, to bring in wealth, or whatever it is, solutions that household needs to have to heal and to grow. So I do believe that those services are worth it, because you're not just getting a reading to peek in. You're getting a reading from the divinities, from the deities, from the oracle that's connected to the deity, to figure out how to holistically balance out your house, to bring order to your house, to bring wealth to your house, to bring healing to your house. And those ancient spirits are communicating with me to tell you how to decolonize your life and bring things back into harmony and order. Okay, so I'm a little bit different from other readers. All readers are not going to give the same advice, right? Because they don't all work with the same spirits. So some readers work with satanic spirits. Some of them work with shiesty spirits. You feel me? Some of them is working with just they and the ancestors that's like their grandparents and great grandparents and stuff like that, who's passed down wisdom, and that's still okay. But the ancient ones are a little bit different from all of the other spirits. And so one of the laws of Ma'at is that we don't rob our ancestors or rob our to take from the gods or take from the deities. And so when we are getting advice from those deities, we want to make an offering. Okay, so that is basically why the price is the price, because the deities are worth it, right? Like, they govern the humans. So I don't want to take from them. The money is not, for me to, I'm just saying this because I'm not trying to up y'all or cheat y'all out of your money or nothing like that. But that's an offering. So whatever the price is the offering to that deity. Because that deity, if you have not studied Ma'at or anything like that, just go look it up. But that deity is one of the first divine feminine principles that has been created through ancient times, through anything. And all religions came and took something from the ancient times to teach back into their spaces. And so, we got to give honor to the first principles and creators and stuff like that, because they don't always get enough credit. But yeah, so I just wanted to explain that to y'all because, like I said, it's not to take away from y'all, but those deities, they want their offerings first. And that's basically what my elders and the other oracles are teaching me, is you don't come to a deity and demand that a deity give you answers without an offering, or to fix a problem without an offering. So when you have an altar, you can put a petition down all you want to, and sometimes they'll still help you out. But you are always taught to venerate your ancestors by putting a libation down, by putting food down, money down, whatever you put down, that's an offering. So as an oracle, the offering right now that I take is money. And I take gifts too. You know, if y'all want to give me some gifts that for a reading, I do that too. I barter too, so it ain't just the money, but I know that that's mainly how things get done. So, yeah, let's just go from there. If y'all would like a reading, like I said, y'all holla at your girl. Y'all, you book me. And your ancestors love you, and I love you too. Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace, love, and light.